these wicks get filled. It doesn't, but I do know that this area price is going to get to and it's going to fill. And all we have to do is just wait. And then boom, we get there. And now this entire level is acting as resistance is when there is a lower wick. So like right here, boom, right, like right there. These wicks get filled, okay? Caps, wicks get filled, all right? And why that's important to understand and recognize is this is essentially permission for price to go lower right here. Let's move this box over just a little so we can see it. This is permission for price to go lower. And so what do we get? Eventually price takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles to get there, and then eventually 6. But this is permission for price to go lower, which means that we're probably going to get this thing at some point. We're going to get price to come through and fill this entire void. This is, we could say an untapped potential in the market, this entire move right here. We had one of those earlier in the live stream. What's up, Todd? Happy to have you, my friend. Thanks for tapping in. We had one of these in the live stream. Todd, ask all your questions. It's just you and me in here right now. So fire away your questions. If you have any specific trades you want to review or just talk through, tell me what time they were at and we'll get to it. But I'm gonna finish this. When we had one of these during the live stream, but when you have price, when you have essentially a nice wick, all that is there was somebody, okay, who felt like this was a good value to go ahead and sell right here. And they were thinking price would go down a certain extent. Now, obviously, more people thought that price was a little bit too low, and so they pushed price back up, and that's how we got all the way back up to here. But that doesn't stop the fact that somebody did at some point sell, and people pushed this thing all the way down before it began to bounce. And so this is a value area. This is an area where price is going to get back to, and we are going to see a slippage of price. Now, whether it happens in the next 20 minutes or it happens in the next 2 hours or in 2 weeks, it will happen. When we're day trading, when we're looking at specific points in the market, we have to keep an eye on these specific wicks. Let me show you another one, okay? But the concept remains the same. Wicks get filled, okay? Wicks get filled. And this is going to be part of our support and resistance training. Here's another huge wick. Okay, now trading after hours is a little shaky because price jumps around a lot. But here's a big old wick down, get to VWAP, push back up, which VWAP at this time isn't really established. It's very malleable because there's only a few candles. But price bounces, comes back down, and then eventually it almost fills here, goes back up, fills all the way down here, okay? And then we have this candle that has a huge wick. It then also gets filled all the way down here, okay? And you have a big wick right here, filled right here. So every time you see a big wick, understand that that is a price target. That is going to be a place where buyers and sellers kind of agree, okay, there's some potential there. We might see price dance its way down, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that wicks get filled, and it's a very easy thing to see. But when you're trading, and by the way, look at this wick right here. This is like the low before futures close for the day. And if we extend this all the way over, what do we run into? We get price to almost fill right here. Okay, so that wick, there's some room. The reason that this person sold right here was they were seeing this thing over here. Totally get it. Totally get it. Now let's go back here. I'm going to talk to you guys about, remember I told you this, the wick theory, that wicks will get filled, wicks will get filled, wicks will get filled, and here we are, okay? We had that huge wick over here. This happened during market hours, or right after market closed, 4 minutes after. Big wick, and then price pops up. Now I'm keeping an eye on this as like maybe this candle would get there and fill it. It didn't, obviously. And so here goes price jumping off a cliff. I'm thinking maybe this candle would get there. It doesn't. I'm thinking maybe some of these over here would. They don't. Maybe over here it doesn't. But I do know that this area price is going to get to and it's going to fill. It just took a long time, but it eventually did. So when you see these big ass wicks, just know that price, like people know that. There was somebody who thought this was a good value right here and they sold. And maybe their goal was to hold for a really long time. And so this price was as good as any price to get in because why not? Who knows what their intentions were? Point is though, price got down here and somebody thought that was a good place to sell, which means that there is demand for price down here. If price gets down here, people are going to push price further. All right. So we know that that's a spot. And all we have to do is just wait. and then boom, we get there. And now this entire level is acting as resistance for price. And so this would be like a sell right here. I would be looking to sell this thing probably back down to this level right here. And then we would kind of let price do its thing. Now market's not open, the stock market's not open, so we're not gonna trade that.